Hello Internet people. I thought today that I would give a little overview on my little home studio that I've set up. I know that when I first started it out it was a little confusing. I watched a ton of videos and read a lot of articles about how to do that. And I know that everybody's situation is different, but mine's universal enough that I think it might come in handy in many situations. So let's just delve right in. I'll show you what was important to me. There's still items out there and things. Of course, I could add more gear all the time, but these are like the bare bones necessities that you are going to need to get you up and running and recording and mixing and mastering music to I think I've got it pretty close to professional level. Of course, I'm still learning the craft, but you can listen to my stuff and see what you think. So, without further ado, let's start in. The first thing you're going to need is a computer. This is my computer. Now, my particular one I actually built, or I had my son built. He's much more computer literate than I am, and I asked him what kind of computer would work for the situation. He suggested these parts, which I'll post in the description. You can check that out if you want to do that yourself. And I'm sure even if you don't have a computer literate son to put your computer together, there are plenty of videos out there. It didn't seem too difficult when he did it, so you can do that. But that's the first thing you're going to do. That's probably that's the most important thing, and probably the most expensive thing that's going to be on the list. The next item you're going to need is a audio interface. And this is mine. It's a IK Multimedia XIO. There are a lot of these out on the market, and there are a lot of them that are fairly affordable. This one's kind of a step up from the base models, and then the reason that I wanted that was here and here. You can plug in two different instruments at the same time, and that can be very beneficial in certain circumstances, and that was certainly something that was beneficial to me. This also has phantom power that can run my microphone, which I'll get to in a minute, and it had some came with some software that I can help run my guitars through. But this particular model seems to work for me. I really like it, and it might work for you. You might check it out. But like I said, there are other options out there that are affordable that probably do just as good a job. Next thing you're probably going to want is some microphones, and this is my main microphone. It's a Rode NT1A. I also have a Shure SM57, which is here. These are tried and true, I believe, and they're fairly inexpensive. This one's, I think, cost me $300, so that's a fairly good investment for somebody just starting out, but it is invaluable. As you can see, I've got it set up on a little stand, and you'll probably need some way to set that up, so you'll need to consider that. But there are tons of microphones out there, all of various quality and price, and I would suggest getting the best one you can for what you can afford. The next thing you're going to need is a monitor. You can use headphones, but I would strongly recommend getting some kind of monitors. The ones I purchased cost me $100. They are PreSonus Eris E3.5. Here's the other one over here. They're not big, but man, they sound great, and I cannot say enough about them. Of course, I wish I had bigger ones, but man, I really don't know why I would need it. The only thing I could possibly want more would be a subwoofer to go with it, but even then, these sound spectacular. And for the price, they are worth every penny. Next item up is my MIDI controller. Now, if you are not well versed in this kind of technological jargon, which I was not, this is not a keyboard. This does not make any sounds on its own. You can only play this through a program that is MIDI controlled, and I'm probably using the wrong terminology here, but with this, I run it basically is connected to the computer, and I can play drums and any kind of orchestral instrument or any other kind of sound that you can do. The possibilities with a MIDI controller is endless. And this one, I just got the biggest one that I could afford. This was $200, and they have a lot of other ones that are a lot smaller. And honestly, that probably would have worked for me, but I wanted to make sure when I went into this that I didn't want to limit myself. So this wasn't too bad, and there's a lot of these things I don't even use, but it's, for what I'm doing, it's an awesome piece of equipment. So as far as hardware and things of a physical nature, that's pretty much it. You know, a computer, audio interface, really that's all you need. You can, and a pair of headphones, you can get started. The rest of that, you know, monitors and a MIDI controller and microphones, you know, you can just add all the gear you want over time. But that will get you going. But the one thing that I did not mention that is an absolute must is you're going to need some kind of DAW, D-A-W, digital audio workstation. That's the software that you actually record into and do most of the work in. I'm sure you've heard of some of these, which would be Pro Tools and Logic, Ableton Live, things like that. I'm running Studio One, made by Personas, and I've been very, very happy with it. But you can do your own research on that and see which one would work best for you. There's all kinds of prices and subscription models out there, so everybody's situation is different, and like I said, you can do your own research on that. I will probably show off the software that I'm using in a future video, so stay tuned for that. And I hope that this video has been informative for those of you who are thinking about putting a home studio into your house. I know it's been one of the best things I've done. I've been thinking about it for years, and I've been so very pleased, and it's my happy spot now. So look forward to the software video in the future, and I've also got some music videos coming up that I'm planning, so stay tuned for those as well, and I'll see you on the other side or something like that.